Marc.
Marc, we're talking just before the break about your Jimmy Butler article. It was fantastic. Really recommend everyone take a look. And he was talking to you about how the Mamba mentality impacts his performance on the court. Can you share a little bit of that conversation?
Yeah, I asked him about all the three superstars going in the Hall of Fame, Duncan, Garnett, and Kobe, and he loved all three of them, but especially has been inspired by Kobe, his Mamba mentality, how hard he plays every game, and his will to win, as we saw from Jimmy, certainly in the bubble.
Yeah, I mean, look, Matt, you're someone who is so close with Kobe. Do you see any resemblance there?
Oh, definitely. I mean, Jimmy's someone who leaves it out there on the court every single night. That team goes as Jimmy goes. And Russell Westbrook is also someone who else comes into mind when you talk about that. And obviously, these are big shoes to fill, but, Russ is someone out there every single night, both ends of the floor, along with Jimmy. And I think some similarities that people might not think of is all three of those guys we're speaking of, even Kobe, were a little bit misunderstood. Superstars that people don't really understand. So sometimes instead of showing love, they show hate. So I definitely think there's a lot of similarities between those guys.
I agree. Russ falls under that category, so do Giannis. But when you talk about Jimmy, right, I think sometimes he get overlooked a lot of times. Even looking at this season, I know he only averaged 20 points a game, but he's giving out almost seven. He's giving out 7 rebounds, 7 assists. He leads the league in steals. He don't take possessions off. The Heat are below average, a below 500 team without Jimmy. They're 32-19 with Jimmy. He brings it every single possession. And see, when I think of guys with the Mamba mentality, I need to look at guys and watch guys that play every possession, not every minute, but every second. And Jimmy falls under that category.
Yeah, and look, I mean, there was a part of Kobe's personality, which was, I don't care if you don't like me. I'm not doing this to be Mr. Popularity. And I think that's something Jimmy has really embraced, too. Jimmy says it a lot. He says, I'm not for everyone. He said, this Heat team, we're not for everyone. But the people who appreciate the kind of stuff we do, those are the kind of people that we are playing for. And that, to me, is a very Kobe quality, especially in that last sort of championship run section, the 2009-2010, sorry, Perk, 2009-2010 section of his career. All right. So I do also want to talk about Jimmy's team more. And, Perk, you got into it a little bit. They're coming off that finals run last season, but I'm not sure how many people would pick them in their brackets heading into this postseason. For you, when you're looking at the playoffs and maybe they end up in that 4 or 5 spot, that's what they're battling for right now. How scary are the Heat, in your opinion, in that bracket?
You know what? They are really scary, Rachel. And after watching them the last 2 games against the Celtics, they want all the smoke. And they're playing exceptional basketball. Tyler Hero is being the Tyler Hero from the bubble. Duncan Robinson is shooting the lights out. Trevor Ariza is finally finding his stride and his niche in the offense, and we all know what Bam and Jimmy is going to bring to the table. But the 2 unsung heroes that don't get enough credit on that team is Kendrick Nunn and Goran Dragic. And then you have a coach in Erik Spolestra, who I strongly believe is the best coach in today's game when you talk about X's and O's and mixing it up on the defensive end. The Miami Heat are scary, and you know what I call them. Them goons from Dade County.
I think for some of the younger players on that Heat team, there was a final hangover. So for some of the younger players, first time experience, they got all kinds of fame, and I'm sure the summer was a lot different. And I think it took a little while for that to wear off on the younger players. Jimmy was in and out with injury, COVID. But we've always said, this team goes as Jimmy goes. I think Trevor Ariza was a huge pickup. He's been playing great basketball. And as Perk pointed out, they're 2 guards that kind of go unsung. You still got Andre Iguodala over there. They showed you what happens when you get hot at the right time last year. They made a run to the finals. So this team is definitely getting their footing at the right time, playing their best basketball. Bam is definitely in the conversation for Defensive Player of the Year, and if he doesn't get in that conversation, he's definitely going to win some before his career is over. So this team has all the pieces, and as we know, you get hot at the right time, you can make a run. So be on the lookout for the Heat.
Yep.
Rachel, I think they're a nightmare on South Beach scary. This is the same team, Rachel. We were in the bubble.
Yep.
They're the 5th seed now, right? They were the 5th seed in the bubble.
Yep.
They beat the Pacers, who were a higher seed, 4-0 in the first round. They beat the Bucks, who a lot of people thought could win it, in the second round, 4-1. Then they end up beating the Celtics, and next thing you know, they're in the finals. And if it wasn't for some injuries, I mean, who knows what happened? But they pushed it to 6 games.
Right.
So I mean, this is a team, man, that is really I don't want to use the word war mentality, but they together, or they're ready to fight. And the only thing that's different is they're not in the bubble eating chunky soup like Udonis Haslem had them doing. And that, I think the bubble brought them together, made them unify where other teams like the Clippers fell apart. So maybe they should go to the dorms at, Florida International or something, stay in the dorms and eat the dorm food so they could get that Jimmy Butler nastiness again.
I don't know. Plus, I don't know if Udonis Haslem's Amazon habit can stand another run in the bubble. I know that he spent tens of thousands of dollars trying to bring some of the creature comforts of home to that bubble for him. So he and his wallet might want to stay out of a bubble again. I am really happy that you guys brought up Kendrick Nunn as well. If you remember, he didn't have the best bubble, and there were people who were kind of surprised by that after some of the stuff he had done earlier in the season. He had COVID, and he felt effects from having COVID for a long time, and that is something, as we've seen with Jason Tatum, with Evan Fournier, don't Google, that this can last for a while and can affect guys' play. So I'm excited for Kendrick Nunn to get a better shot at a playoff run where he's feeling completely healthy. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.